here's the first of 3 countdowns. This was requested by Blooper424, and this is the top 5 evil teams in Pokemon. I'll probably be focusing on the games because I haven't watched the anime in a while, to be precise. Starting this off is the one that's a bit weird. Team Magma and Team Aqua. Not really evil, these two just have 2 different goals and everyone else just kinda gets left in the middle. One group wants to extend the land and the other group wants to extend the sea. They both believe that they can make the world a better place by extending the land or the water. But really, do we really need more water? I mean, what more do you need? At least 70% or so of the planet is already water. What more do you want? Also, fun fact, I can't swim. That makes me kind of a land fan, if anything. Well, congrats to both of them because they both end up fucking the climate of the world and then the entire planet is in danger. Something like that anyway. They didn't really mean for this to happen, they didn't expect it to happen, and then it's a case of, okay, shit, our bad, we're gonna go help fix this. So they actually do try to save the world, which doesn't really make them that evil. Sometimes they do use force to accomplish their goals, but unless you consider dressing up as a pirate or dressing in a cool cloak type thing, I wouldn't really call these guys evil. Besides, they'll get stopped by like some 10-year-old or some crap like that. Team Plasma might be kind of the worst evil team, kind of, in my opinion. Okay, they're knights, that's cool, but on first impression they kind of come off as hypocrites. They want to liberate Pokemon from the trainers and have everyone like release their Pokemon, but they also themselves use Pokemon. I guess you gotta spend money to make money, I guess. It's kind of an interesting thing. I mean, like, this kind of really makes you think. I mean, half the time you wonder, are you even doing the right thing? Because Team Plasma are all like, okay, people are technically forcing their Pokemon against their will, and then you start thinking, wait, has everything I've been doing for the past, like, decade or so been wrong? What should I do? I don't know why, but Team Plasma for some reason kind of remind me of PETA. A group of people who stand up for animal rights, no one really likes them, and they show up at random times just to annoy everyone. That's more or less Team Plasma in a nutshell, kind of. The leader of this group gets this, wanted to liberate Pokemon, but at the end he decides, you know what, screw it, time to take over the world, and get the hell out of my way. Until he is stopped by a 10-year-old. Happens. While Team Rocket may come off as funny and silly in the anime, they actually are quite a sinister group. They capture Pokemon and try to use them as tools in order to take over the world.
Of course!
They've taken over casinos, industrial buildings, and radio towers, and in the first game their leader turned out to be the gym leader. What a twist! This group also happens to be the only group of, like, bad guys, evil team, whatever the hell you want to call them, who've been around for 2 games. Red and Blue, Yellow if you want, and Gold and Silver. I'm not including the remakes, because that would make it about, like, 4 games. And now, back to the anime. Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket, he's actually one of the biggest mysteries of our childhood. At one point anyway. We didn't know anything about him and we never saw his face. We knew nothing about what his name was and what his face looked like. Now we know what his face and name is, but we're still not too sure about Giovanni. Back when we were younger, this annoyed the shit out of us. There's also been an interesting rumor floating around that Giovanni was Ash's dad, but personally I don't believe this because I think I've seen a clip on the internet somewhere, on YouTube, something like that anyway, a flashback and you see a glimpse of Ash's dad. It's basically the classic anime thing of the son looks exactly like the dad. He's the exact same hairstyle and everything, but no, there's no like real evidence I think to back it up. But in Gold and Silver it's revealed that Giovanni was Silver's dad. We also knew that Team Rocket wanted to capture the strongest, or create the strongest Pokemon in the world in order to take it over. You know, until they got beaten by some 10-year-old. And also, yeah, there's another thing to add to their evilness, the whole fact that they apparently killed a Marowak. You don't kill Pokemon, that's not nice. This is a kid's game. How could you do that? Team Rocket's rocket, talking trouble, big trouble's gonna rock you. Where am I? Team Cypher, originally brought in with Pokemon Coliseum and later with Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Yes, that game again. Team Cypher are another group who also want to take over the world.
Naturally!
Okay, I know I know it kind of sounds like I'm repeating myself, but this is more or less the goal of every evil team in Pokemon. At one point or another, they want to take over the world in some way, shape, or form. They want to rule everyone. They want to take over the world. They want power, basically. And they're willing to do bad things in order to get it. That's kind of why they're the evil teams. Anyways, back to the countdown. Team Cypher's method of taking over the world: creating the strongest Shadow Pokemon. A Shadow Pokemon is a Pokemon that has had the door to its heart closed. From my understanding, this basically means that they are horribly abusive and cruel to the Pokemon until they turn into heartless fighting machines. Basically, just make the Pokemon really aggressive kind of thing. Kind of surprising how PETA goes after Mario when over here in Little Pokemon we have animal abuse, cockfighting, forcing animals into capture, but I guess Mario's a bigger name, so might as well attack new Mario, because hey, PETA, hey, we're still here, look at us, pay attention to us, Mario's evil, Team Cypher had so much going for them. From like more or less the start of the game, they had control over a lot of the Aura region, and they even had a lesser group called Team Snag'em who would steal Pokemon for them to help create the Shadow Pokemon. And you know what? Team Cypher did create the ultimate Shadow Pokemon, XD001 or Dark Lugia. But it all gets derailed by some 17-year-old, and then 5 years down the line they were beaten again by some 10-year-old, I don't know. Shit happens, I guess. You're trying to take over the world, and some 10-year-old walks in and he's like, boom! Fuck you! And then your plan gets destroyed. With the process of elimination, you can guess who number 1 is Team Galactic. I have not seen Team Galactic in the anime because, well, I'll admit I had well stopped watching the anime by then. I believe that Team Galactic are the most evil team in Pokemon history. Now, while most evil groups their only goal is to basically take over the world, create the ultimate Pokemon to take over the world, or something lesser to that degree. But this team, their goal is to take over an entirely different dimension. These 3 guys captured the 3 Lake Spirits, Mesprit, Uxie, and Azelf, and used their power to create the Red Chain. They nearly killed them in the process of creating these red chains, but then Cyrus uses them to summon both Palkia and Dialga at Spear Pillar. Once that happens, Giratina shows up, scares the crap out of everyone for a few seconds, and then we are introduced to the Distortion World. Once Cyrus steps into the Distortion World, he immediately declares that he's going to take over this world and make it his own. But with this ripping the fabric of space-time, this is going to technically cause the current world to collapse, basically die, destroy itself. Everything will be gone, basically. That means every person, every Pokemon could have been completely destroyed and wiped out if it wasn't for a 10-year-old beating Cyrus. And is it just me, or did anyone else find Cyrus a bit of a challenge actually in the Distortion World? Interesting. I think I might have actually created the first non-opinion based list ever. This is kind of the closest thing I've ever done to a factual list.
But Diz, isn't this still all your opinion as to who's the most evil?
Yeah, but I based it on facts and what I thought was... Aw, damn it! This has been the first of 3 countdowns for my 100 subscriber special. Until the next countdown, I will see you.